I'm gonna do it again because I don't think I did it very well. And it's for the couch and stuff like that. And how curves became purple first out in the bowls, and then it was. I think Planet Fitness might have always been purple, but I really don't know how long they've been around. And then they're purple out here. But then LA Fitness was also kind of turning purple. I think it was like the angel ones that they were doing. And that would make sense. And that's why I never really went out there. And I'm turning into a sweaty, person who doesn't go to the gym, who doesn't get prepped and all that kind of stuff. Person who has to sit here and watch you guys mukbang and get your fast food and shit like that and talk about it. Okay, so anyways, I was just gonna do the whole pussy thing again. Oh, it's really hard to do on a couch. Yeah, because, it's better than some little kid getting hentai. Anyways, but here you go. This is like where you go like this, and then you have to like pull it up and make sure you're showing your cheeks, in the back. And it's called the fucking statue with the whatever. And then they came out with songs. There's like somebody that really, really hates that and hates them. It was like pussy bad. Of course, they made a girl sing it, like pussy bad, pussy stinky. But actually, when they're doing that, unlike one of the other videos, at least one of them I liked was what her name was? Doja Cat one, where she sounds like she actually likes her body, and that she had at least one relationship where a guy actually respected her body. So that would be a difference. Anyways, so the other ones are, you have no idea what they're looking at. So I was just going over the Mick and Eel one. Not really exactly. I don't know if it was Mick and Eel yet. But the one where, like, he said that he was crossing. He's an older one, so he's doing. Remember, I left my job. Supposedly, bulls fall on job after one of those. I left my job in a foreign country, and actually one of the brother-in-laws, not the one I was with, is actually named Michael. And then when they make Mick and Eel, they try to null people on a fucking middle name. So I have a prediction, and it's not because I think it should happen or anything, but I actually have a prediction for July 5th that something kind of irritating may happen, and it's not about somebody's bodies. And if they make it about somebody's bodies, they're really trying to sexually abuse people into the grave. That's a little sick. But anyways, it's not funny either, because apparently one of those other ones actually was funny to certain people, or something like that. I don't understand why, but possession is actually, for me, a particle, because I have about 3 Michaels, and I have a 4th, but I will not tell you where, and in my family, and they're kind of really important, but they're not in a relationship with me in any sort of way. So what happens is when one of them gets crossed, I become the Cisco sort of psycho a little bit, Michael, because if they are drugged, they're not going to do anything about it. And matter of fact, they may even make motherfucking shit worse. Yeah, but anyways, the one I went over is just watching exactly when they did their hot air one by Michael Rosen, and this is an older one. This is why I said my prediction is actually about the people doing the burns thing, and then turning into kind of like as if they were looking to be Bernie Sanders before they were actually that age group on the male side, anyways, because of all this stuff, like it really has to be one of those things, So the thing is that I do this simple task, that sometimes they won't be able to tell the devil from Satan, when they do Genesis' sister, and especially that one gets blurred well. And then sometimes you can't even pull it off of them, so it's not even worth it. It actually makes things worse, but it never makes things better. And actually, if you look at the statue of, I think it's Hindi, where it has bumps, but it was supposed to represent leprosy on the forehead over food and stuff like that. That's really what it's called. It's a Uzziah. The other king I liked besides Asa was the one that got leprosy in the forehead. Now, they basically were saying that it really was like as if they took something from the ground to make this happen, or something like that, in a sense, or something, or like there was like ground running. But and that whole burn the ships thing, well, yeah, well, that's not good either. That ain't good either. So I was looking over Michael Rosen's thing where he goes, what did he say? He says hot air, and just that three, something like that, it changes 3 colors. Like it goes like that color, like, oh, it's like, damn, you have eyes like fire, dude, like, oh. And this was the girl ones that actually attracted that. And then it goes to Gerber Daddy real fast, shoots back up, and it goes to that kind of like greenish, like whatever, and then shoots back down. And actually, he was on every gram of whatever, as an English sort of teacher left out there, if you want to call it, telling people children's stories, you know? So, like, if it happened where, like, the bulls got bad from, I don't know, whatever culture, if it was Asia, Africa, South, whatever, they'll actually go back and talk, like, as if somebody left their job, but it wasn't their job. Well, wasn't their job there, and they talk like they're telling children's stories. Besides, you have the problem where they did it already once with We Were Only Freshmen. I was more of a slightly sophomore, but We Were Only Freshmen, which they basically just did it on people who hadn't graduated from high school between probably around 2000 to 2015, pretty much. And then now you still have that problem. It's still the same story, like where you have older and then like younger, but it's really like as if it was, of course, class, because it was making money, right? Class warfare by making high class and low class later by simply basically enacting the food line scare, the Burns. And I'm not saying Mr. Burns, or no, sorry, Mr. Burns is the cartoon. I'm not saying that they're bad, Bernie Sanders particularly, but I can pretty much see it. And, you know, doctors don't get younger. And when they try to even take it out as older, these doctors that aren't doctors are still going to possess in their mind that people will just come in and grab their food and leave. And, like, they'll have tons of people, like remember the Toy Factory one where Bart Simpson meets the Toy Factory, or Homer Simpson meets the Toy Factory? I think that's what they're going for, and it wouldn't work, not ever, especially with the things that are going on and stuff like that. So like I said, if you wanted us to, I don't know, and they always have Arizona plates, but if you wanted us to self-isolate and really learn all those, what were you showing, Great Depression videos and how to cook your food and whatever, and convincing them that that is going to work while you basically take away everything they have and decide that, you know, even self-protection is not worthy. And you didn't teach them how to self-isolate in groups, but you preferred to benefit off of the system of hate and racism, when that would probably be actually needed in a situation like I'm talking about, like, you know, that actual system about that. And that way you also know how many, your neighbors who self-isolated out somewhere or had to, where everything is set well for them. Now, you could say it should be all military, but military has already kind of shown that they are confused when it came to Iraq. And you might get mad at me, I don't care. But I went through an abusive relationship, and that guy could not get me on that motherfucking plane. Not even for once. And I was like, this is Lovecraft. Now, as far as I liked the Dojo Cat thing, is that she said basically her relationship wasn't about gaslighting in a certain kind of way, and it wasn't about gas or battery. And I just wanted to say that was actually the nice song.